MoneroTopia weekly news segment is sponsored by WizardSwap.io, a non-custodial cryptocurrency exchange.
Tony,
Hey
what's
guys.
going on?
Tony.
Happy weekend. Good. How are you guys?
I do want to say, we have like 300 live views. Guys, like and share. Let's keep pumping it up. We still got a long show to go here. Get the word out. I did want to play the MoneroTopia ad now that we're kind of at peak viewership here. I'm going to go ahead, Tony, before you go on and quickly play the MoneroTopia advertisement.
Yeah.
Are you interested in privacy, freedom, technology, and Monero? Come to the conference that has it all, MoneroTopia 2024. Join us in our world class of cypherpunk speakers to discuss all things freedom. Engage in the Monero circular economy. Go shopping at the open-air Monero marketplace. Join a workshop. Enter a hackathon. Opt out of dystopia and into MoneroTopia at Huerto Roma Verde, Mexico City, Mexico, November 14th through 17th. For only one easy payment of $89 for general admission, or get the VIP ticket for one easy payment of $249, payable in Monero, and enjoy discounted drinks at the bar and dinner with the speakers. Get your tickets now while supplies last. This deal won't last forever. Get your tickets now at MoneroTopia.com. Enter promo code 1-800-MoneroTopia to get 10% off your order.
Yeah, right. I love that. that was untraceable. He did such a freaking good job on that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Guys, grab your tickets, please, please, please. Everything else is going according to plan. Knock on wood. Momentum is really building on people participating. Just come down there. That's all we need you to do, and spread the word. Tony, take it away, man.
I think so. Since we still are talking about MoneroTopia, so you can use that code, or you can use code Tony24, or you can use code Talks. I'm not sure if that one is live yet, but you can use either or, and you're gonna get 10% off your MoneroTopia tickets.
Tony, if we do have a score in Copa Monero, I might try to bring it up real quick, sure. Just be forewarned. Go ahead. No, you go ahead. Go ahead. Do your thing.
Oh, okay. Okay. So let's go into the news section. The first thing that we'll discuss is about Conor McGregor. So, in case you somehow don't know him, he's an Irish professional mixed martial artist, former Ultimate Fighting champion, championship featherweight and lightweight champion, and most importantly, he's gonna run as a president in Ireland. So he wrote on Twitter, or X, sorry, as president, I hold the power to summon the dial as well as dissolve it. So as I said before, I would have all the answers that people of Ireland seek from these thieves of the working man, these disruptors of the family unit, these destructors of small businesses, and on and on and on. The charlatans in their positions of power would be summoned to answer to the people of Ireland, and I would have it done by day end. Or I would be left with no choice but to dissolve the dial entirely. Stop the train until the people of Ireland deserve the answers they seek, point blank. This would be my power as president. I know very well Ireland needs an active president employed wholly by the people of Ireland. It is me. I am the only logical choice. 2025 is upcoming.
Are you reading from a different page? Because
you showed the
search engine result.
Wait. Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So actually, I switched my setup. So now I'm sharing one tab at a time, and then because I have a lot of videos this time, and I can just select each tab at a time, and then the audio is gonna work good.
There you
Okay.
go.
Thanks.
Word. We gotta get Connor down to MoneroTopia. I think he'd fit right in. Maybe he could be our second MC.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Go ahead, Tony.
Yeah, but that's crazy. And Andrew Tate commented. He said, "My grandfather is from Limerick. I have the Irish passport. I will vote for you. We must do something before it's too late." So That's interesting. And then talking about celebrities, John Cena follows Untraceable. I'm not sure if you've seen this. And I actually did verify, and John Cena is
Oh
following
shit!
Traceable.
I mean, the
That's
guy follows 850,000 accounts,
oh,
so
does he really?
not trying to
Okay.
tamper your excitement there, but it's kind of like a drop in the bucket.
Still crazy.
Yeah, okay. I didn't
Still
realize you
crazy.
followed that many people.
Whoever runs his account, I guess, just follows people or something. Maybe they have an automated thing. I don't know. It's weird. Super
Uh,
weird. It's a lot of people to follow.
That's crazy. I wonder if he's going to unfollow Untraceable in a couple of days, or if he's gonna keep him in the follow list. Maybe it's like a follow for follow kind of thing, and then you follow him back, but then he unfollows you as soon as you do. Yeah, but that's, if he knows about Monero, possibly that'll be cool. Oh wait, yes, okay, there we go. Forgot I need to keep sharing the tab. Now moving on, so we have. This one was interesting. Trump to adopt Elon Musk's proposal for Government Efficiency Commission. Former president also to reiterate calls for lower corporate tax rate and steep regulation cuts. And Elon Musk tweeted, X'd, I guess you say X'd, I look forward to serving America if the opportunity arises. No pay, no title, no recognition is needed. And I have a video for this that we're going to watch now.
Elon Musk, who has given me his complete and total endorsement. That's nice. Smart guy. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. It's very, very much appreciated. I will create a Government Efficiency Commission tasked with conducting a complete financial and performance audit of the entire federal government and making recommendations for drastic reforms. We need to do it. Can't go on the way we are now. And Elon, because he's not very busy, has agreed to head that task force. Be interesting. If he has the time, it'll be a good one to do it.
Yeah, that's
Do you
crazy.
see what some people are trying to call it? They're trying to call it Doge, Department of Government Efficiency.
That'll be funny. But that's crazy. And I don't know how he does all that he does. He has 10 kids, and then he's running the biggest companies in the world. Like 6 of them in the same time, plus this now. So that's crazy. But yeah, it's gonna be an exciting election this year. It's gonna be a crucial election, I think. Yeah, so then let's show a video about quite the opposite party, Kamala Harris, and her wanting to have full control to censor all social media platforms. So we're gonna watch this video now. I have a couple of videos in the beginning of the show.
He has lost his privileges and it should be taken down. And the bottom line is that you can't say that you have one rule for Facebook and you have a different rule for Twitter. The same rule has to apply, which is that there has to be a responsibility that is placed on these social media sites to understand their power. They are directly speaking to millions and millions of people without any level of oversight or regulation. And that has to stop. So he has lost.
But it's not per se, I suppose, that the company is speaking to you, like Instagram to you. It's the people on the platform that are speaking to other people. And on X, people have all kinds of opinions that tend to be allowed, I assume. But yeah, they definitely want to censor even more social media. And in certain countries, they can even arrest you based on what you posted online. I'm pretty sure I think in Australia, UK. So yeah, they definitely want to seize more control on social media. And we're going to talk about Pavel from Telegram in a little bit. Then let's see, comedian Trevor Noah sharing his thoughts on taxing wealthy individuals even on their unrealized gains. So let's watch this.
people argue that you cannot tax billionaires on the shares that they hold in a company because it is an unrealized gain, right? So they go like, yeah, you're worth 300 billion, but we can't tax you on those stocks because you haven't sold the shares. So you don't like have the money, right? But you're worth the money, but you don't have the money. And I understand the argument. They go like, no, you don't have it. It's just what it's worth, because it could also crash and then you have nothing. So we can't tax you on it. Then I'm like, okay, I understand that. So you can't tax the people on a thing because they don't have it. It's just there. Okay, fine. Then Elon Musk offers to buy Twitter. And then he says in his offer, he goes, I'm putting up my Tesla stock as collateral. Then I'm like, so you do have it? Then he's like, no, I don't have it. I'm just going to say as collateral. So then they accept the offer. He now buys Twitter. Now that they've accepted his offer, he now goes to private equity and banks and like other rich people and whatever. He goes like, can you guys borrow me the money to buy Twitter? And then he's like, I want to buy Twitter because I don't want to sell any of my Tesla shares. So I want to use your money to buy Twitter. And then it's like, but then they're like, what are we loaning it against? And he's like, well, my Tesla shares. Then I'm going like, wait. So you can buy a thing based on what you have. Yes. But when we want to tax you, you can say, I don't have it.
Yeah, I mean, the scary thing is this is becoming the mainstream view, right? That people will be okay with exercising.
It's just like a sly way to try and justify unrealized.
Right. So the mainstream narrative they're pushing, it's okay. Unrealized capital gains is a good thing because it's going to go after rich people and their assets. But yeah, I think we all know here that, well, it's good for Monero. I'll say that. It's ultimately a good thing for Monero. Bring on the unrealized capital gains. Bring it on.
Yeah, but it's really scary. Like, say you have a house, and then you need, how's that gonna work? It's really horrible. It's like each year you need to sell off a little bit so you can pay back to the government if you didn't actually sell it.
I mean, to be honest with you, owning a property sort of is like having unrealized gains tax, because you have to pay yearly.
Yeah.
You have to basically rent from the government the property. You have to pay tax on it yearly, and it's based on its current value, whether you've actually sold it on that value or even bought it on that value. It's based on its current value. So in a way, property tax is already sort of like an unrealized gains tax if you think about it.
Yeah.
Point.
But I see it because they obviously don't use the tax money for good things in general. They're just funding stupid wars and stuff like that. So it's kind of like a punishment on, oh, you have a house? All right, well, let's punish you a little bit. Give me this amount. Oh,
I mean, this is how it always starts. It's like, oh, it's only going to be for people that make like, a shit ton of money, like $100 billion. I mean, okay. For one, like no tax is good anyway. Can everyone just like agree on that for once? Like, no tax is good. And then two, even if you think the rich should be taxed more, this is going to come down to you. This is how it works. It starts out, we're only going to tax people who make like $100 billion a year, blah, blah, blah. Eventually, this will come down to you, like it's happened with everything else, like income tax. So eventually, you will, if this gets pursued for people who like are worth over $100 million or make over $100 million a year, whatever, however the weird obscure rules are, this will come down to you. You will eventually will have to pay unrealized gains tax on your holdings and your assets.
It's but it's like you tax the ultra wealthy, and then what is the government gonna do with the money? Like, you tax Elon Musk. I mean, he's gonna build some rockets with that money. What are you gonna do? You're just gonna start another war. Yeah, it's let's talk about this video now. So jobs collapse.
Surfer tipped 25 cents. Come on, let's censor social media. Nostr, fuck off. I mean, Nostr it's got some decentralization, but it's also got issues with reachability right now. But it's interesting to see. But sorry, go ahead, Tony. Just reading that super chat.
That's okay. It's all right. So jobs collapse as job openings crash by 500,000 and layoffs soar to 1.8 million. Here comes the penny cuts. It's a 3-minute video, so let's go ahead and watch it. By Elon Musk. I guess, do you say X or tweeted? Because I guess you say tweeted still, retweeted.
You Z'd it.
You Z'd it. You X'd. Okay. Yeah. So let's watch this video. He said that is concerning. So let's go ahead and watch it, and then we can discuss it.
New data yesterday says job openings crashed by 500,000 jobs, hitting the worst level since 2021, right before Joe Biden and cackles unleashed inflation upon a sleeping republic. Meanwhile, layoffs soared to 1.8 million, dominated by leisure and hospitality as the American consumer folds up shop to staycation their way through the Biden-Harris miracle. This brings job openings to just 7.7 million. For perspective, there were 12 million job openings just 2.5 years ago. So around about 4.5 million jobs have evaporated. And while there were 2 jobs per unemployed worker back then, now it's just 1.1. In fact, if we take the more realistic U6 unemployment number, that's closer to 6 openings per 10 unemployed workers. This latest number was a big miss to Wall Street expectations. In fact, it was worse than the most pessimistic prediction, suggesting that either Wall Street is really bad at estimating jobs or the numbers are cooked. Given the previous month was also revised down by roughly 200,000, revised a month late when media is not paying attention, it argues for some very creative accounting over at the Bureau of Labor Statistics, where democracy really does die in darkness. The U.S. economy now has the lowest number of job openings since January of 2021, back when half the country was still in lockdown since Democrat governors were waiting for Joe Biden to take over before declaring the pandemic over. The collapse was particularly dramatic in construction. Zero Hedge called it free fall, with job openings dropping in half from 450,000 to just 248 in the last 6 months. That is driven partly by a collapse in manufacturing, as in factories, and partly by a collapse in housing construction. In fact, housing starts hit just 1.2 million, which is down a third in 2 years, and happening despite record house prices that should be driving a nationwide boom, but are not, because the Fed is trying to strangle the economy with rate hikes so Washington can keep spending. As for the recession, after they revised 800,000 jobs into oblivion last month, this 500,000 drop is raising concerns that we are already in recession. That drove expectations for a big rate cut by the Fed at their next meeting on September 18th. Markets are now expecting a 50 basis point cut, meaning 0.5%. Now, in the past 50 years, that has only happened in the lead-in to recession. But don't worry, Jerome Powell is telling us everything is fine and the soft landing is nigh. So what's next? Brought to you by Unchained.com, gold and Bitcoin.
Yeah, so it's definitely concerning, and definitely if you go on LinkedIn or any of these platforms in which you would search for jobs, the results are much lower than in previous years. So yeah, but I wonder if that's what I really want to do, just less jobs, and then eventually we're gonna need to accept the government's universal basic income, and then they're gonna lock you in somehow. It's, yeah, I don't know. The next couple of years are gonna be interesting. I think starting next year, 2025, 2026, especially with AI and everything. But we shall see. Then I want to share this picture. So essentially the evolution, in case you guys can't see it because you're on X or different platforms, is the evolution of the human species. It goes from monkey, Homo neanderthalis, Homo sapien, and then into a barcode.
Nice, I like that.
Yeah, it's a pretty good picture. So yeah, essentially we are just gonna become a scannable thing, a detectable thing walking on the street, and we see it in certain countries like China, or where you just walk and there's like 2 cameras for each citizen or something like that. So yeah, so
it's crazy. I mean, there's cameras everywhere. If you've seen pictures from those places,
yeah,
that's why when you're going through line at TSA, you opt out of the facial recognition, because all they're doing is just training their facial recognition models, probably for future use in security cameras. And rolling out like a nationwide surveillance system with the facial recognition.
Yeah, you notice that, right? Like when you go to the airport and they scan
Yep.
your face, like you put your passport and you don't need to talk to anybody anymore. You just put your passport and then they scan your face and then you're good to go. It's
I
fast.
opt out every time.
Yeah, it's fast, but just giving
Most
you
people don't realize you do because they don't read the sign that says optional. I mean, there's a sign in
Not
like
sure.
in front of the line. So, dude, opt out.
Yeah, I know. I've actually done it because I guess I didn't read. So I'm definitely gonna opt out next time. So I contributed to the surveillance state. I'm sorry.
The more you know.
Yeah, no, actually,
I'm getting the word out there.
Yeah,
You're already in the Palantir database.
Oh,
too
It's
late.
over for you, Tony.
I've seen
I
that.
I probably did it once on my trip to MoneroTopia last year because I was on guard. I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
And then going forward, I started seeing it everywhere. So now I just opt
Yeah.
out every time.
They make you look good. Like it actually makes you look good. Like for selfies and stuff. That's how they get you. All right, let's move on to this article. Telegram CEO Durov announces crackdown on illicit activities amid arrest, criminal probe. Yeah, this one is an interesting topic. So, Pavel Durov, facing criminal charges connected to the platform's moderation policies, announced the first updates to the social media platform since his arrest last month. So, it's quite big news. They changed some policies when it comes to the moderation for Telegram, and this is what this article talks about. And we are going to skip to the policy. So let's go here. So before you would see question: there's illegal content on Telegram. How do I take it down? All Telegram chats and group chats are private amongst their participants. We do not process any requests related to them. That was before. After, this is no longer in the policy. Florida said, so Telegram caves need to move to Bastion. Yeah, but that's quite crazy. They quietly updating the FAQ, and yeah, they just put that all Telegram apps have report buttons that let you flag illegal content for our moderators in just a few taps. And actually, I think I want to go back to the article from Forbes. There was something, he did say something. Give me once. He said, yeah, so he said, while 99.999 of Telegram users have nothing to do with crime, 0.001 involved in illicit activities create a bad image for the entire platform, putting the interests of our almost 1 billion users at risk. Yes, it can create a bad image if you're focusing on just that 0.001%, but it's like with knives. Many people use it for cooking, cutting cucumbers, and others use it for killing. But how many of the total population use it for killing versus cutting tomatoes or anything that you want to cut? So yeah, I'm not quite sure about this statement, but yeah, he's being essentially forced to go in a different direction with his platform, and it's all in the name of just. It's the same thing all over and over again, just combating terrorism and combating this and combating that, but they're not doing anything.
And I hope the veil is being lifted by people that have been tricked and lied to effectively by Telegram themselves about their communications being private. Now that they're being forced to implement these reporting tools and censorship tools.
Yeah, exactly. Because some people may still think that it's, private, whatever, and then you live in UK, Australia, and then, wait, why is the police out my door? Wait,
and the
why?
whole narrative around this Telegram story is just really, it's unfortunate because Telegram's not that great. Like it's now, I guess Telegram as a company has had a lot of refusal and pushback to authorities trying to get information from them, which is respectable. But the more respectable thing would have been to have made it private in the first place and not this cloak of privacy from their marketing department.
Yeah, I also just to add, it was interesting. There was an interview with Tucker and him, Pavel, and then he talked about him owning nothing. So he doesn't own like no house, like no assets, nothing, because it ties him down to a physical location, which I can understand the point. But it's, I don't know, that was an interesting thing to say. Like, just he doesn't own anything at all because he just kind of tie him down. Yeah, that was interesting. So I'm not sure.
Kind of the same way. I mean, you could pick up and go anywhere, and you may or may not have your Monero with you.
Yeah. I mean, if he's all in on Monero, then that's good. But yeah, he's not tied to anything. He can do whatever he wants. Now, I've been actually thinking about this. So somebody wrote on X, if Monero is the most privacy-featured coin and about to upgrade to unbeatable privacy, then why EPI is not after Kayaba? Not after people who supporting Monero or other privacy coins like, well, us on this show. Is Kayaba planted by EPI? So many questions in my head. Body said that's not really their modus operandi. It's typically post hoc enforcement and harassment. So I guess we were all looking forward to the day in which we're going to be harassed by the EPI. Yeah, I was actually thinking about this, like especially in Kayaba's role, like such a big role in Monero. I would probably stay more private, but his face is already everywhere. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, the biggest point there is, the Constitution still does exist here, and they haven't completely torn it up yet, right? So,
yeah,
code is speech, software is speech, money is speech. Obviously, we've seen them violate it in various different ways, but they haven't gone as far as going after people that are writing, that are developing open source software with no profit incentive, with no means of profiting directly off of the development of said open source software. That has not yet to happen. And yeah, sure, if they cross that line, then maybe they go after Monero, but that line hasn't been breached yet. And if that line is breached, then they're going after Bitcoin too at that point. There's no scenario where you could justify banning Monero without also then just trying to ban Bitcoin or crypto as a whole.
Yeah. Yeah, so moving on, we have a post from Xeno, and this is actually it's really cool to see. So he said, to my followers, please consider donating to an animated video about full chain membership proofs. I've made several educational videos so far, and they have been well received. We can watch this video a little bit. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but he does make some beautiful videos just explaining things like RandomX and such. So if you'd like, then please go ahead and donate, because it is going to help. But yeah, so he made one on Monero's tail mission, and let's just watch a little bit. Mostly skipping through, but he has beautiful animations, and so let's go ahead and watch it.
Proof of work is a consensus mechanism where miners use computer processors to solve hashes,
What a full screen
model to the highest bidder,
Yeah, okay.
or use their model on their own to make use of their better performing technology before selling it to the secondary market. The centralization of ASIC companies can even be targeted by the government through regulations for green energy and compliance with sanctions. In response to this, Monero has developed RandomX, a truly decentralized proof-of-work algorithm that is ASIC resistant. RandomX achieves ASIC resistance by utilizing random code execution and several memory-heavy techniques that complement a CPU's general-purpose capabilities. The dynamic, unique programs that are generated with RandomX dissuade ASIC chips because of ASIC's single-purpose design and are further frustrated by the increase in costs associated with adding more RAM. Launched in 2019, RandomX has proven its value as the network has not experienced any ASICs in that period. RandomX is prioritized for CPUs, meaning anybody with a computer can mine Monero right now, mirroring Satoshi's vision of one CPU equaling one vote. Unlike ASICs, you can go to a local store and purchase the hardware to mine Monero. Your Monero miner can also function as your everyday personal computer, gaming device, home entertainment system, and can even be used as a heating source during the winter months. Visit getmonero.org, download a wallet, and start mining Monero today.
Yeah, so please consider donating. They're beautiful
Yeah,
videos.
he does an
It is really
amazing
nice. It is,
job.
yeah. Very nice.
What does he want to make a video about now? What is
Full
did he
chain
say?
membership groups.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah, yeah.
Big topic for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
and,
get him funded, guys. He does a fantastic job of simplifying complex topics.
yeah, brilliant job, and just like easy for laymen, like people that have never heard about Monero before. Like it's just easy to understand. A couple of years ago, we had to go read the white paper and take it sentence by sentence in case you're not technical. So yeah, this is nice to see. There's so many resources. When I first got into Monero, there's only Mastering Monero, so I had to go through the book and read and try to understand. But now it's a lot easier. Then from Monero Bull, so there's a Chainanalysis video on the internet that they're trying to remove. Essentially, they're talking about, and I can show you the video. It's a presentation talking about how they can track Monero. So hence, using your own node plus FCMPs break 100% of their tracing abilities. Then let's go to...
You want to pull up the video? I literally
Yeah.
uploaded it to... Oh, you got archive.org. There you go.
Yeah.
I uploaded it to Twitter on a tweet, and it hasn't been taken down yet.
Oh, you didn't? Were you? Oh, wow. Okay. So I hope it's going to stay up because it's been getting removed from places. Yeah, but essentially... And we're going to have all the links for you guys, so if you want to watch this video. But it's a 39-minute video. Let me drink some water.
What would be a good pertinent part to play, Tux? Do you know offhand?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay.
I haven't watched
Possibly
it.
towards over the second half, where it's clear that they have some connections to probably swap services, and they have their own spy nodes that have been injected somewhere.
This is so crazy. Yeah, but this is not going to come off the internet.
I mean, basically, the TLDR of this is the same thing as people have been saying, is that FCMP will pretty much stump their efforts. And then the second large takeaway from this is just to use your own node, or a node that's, actually trusted. Preferably just use your own node, right? If you have any concerns, just use your own node. Obviously, that's not possible for everybody. But maybe just don't use random nodes, even if it's on like Monero.fail, right? Use a trusted community node by a trusted community member. And that way you'll avoid any potential IP correlation with making transactions, because even though Dandelion++ is a thing, if somebody has control or has access to data from an individual node, they can see what transactions are submitted to that node directly, bypassing an advantages that Dandelion++ would give normally. So yeah, if you use your own node, then you shouldn't necessarily be at risk of that as much. Or even just using random nodes every time you make a transaction, switch to a different node.